Most men go through life believing that attraction is all about appearances, how good you look, how much money you have, or how charming you can be. They spend years chasing after external validation, thinking that if they just say the right words or make the right moves, they can win a woman's heart. But what if I told you that attraction isn't about these things at all? What if the real secret to drawing women in isn't found in your bank account or your physical appearance, but in something far deeper? The truth is, women, just like men, operate on subconscious instincts. Their emotions, desires, and decisions, especially in relationships, are driven by hidden psychological triggers that most men fail to recognize. These triggers aren't obvious, and they aren't something women can always explain. But when you understand them, everything changes. You no longer feel the need to impress or chase, because the way you carry yourself, the way you think, and the way you act will naturally command their attention. Today, we're diving deep into 10 powerful psychological truths that will completely transform the way you interact with women. These aren't gimmicks or tricks. They're insights into human nature that will give you an edge most men will never have. If you're tired of feeling like you have to constantly prove your worth, if you want to shift the dynamic so that women are the ones drawn to you, then keep watching, because by the end of this, you'll see attraction in a way you never have before. Number 1. Emotional strength is irresistible. Women are emotional creatures, but that doesn't mean they are irrational or out of control. It simply means that their emotions play a major role in how they make decisions, especially in relationships, and one of the deepest, most hidden weaknesses women have: their subconscious need for emotional certainty. A woman doesn't just want excitement or passion, she craves stability. She wants to feel safe, knowing that no matter what happens, the man she's with won't crumble under pressure. This is why women are naturally drawn to men who exude emotional strength, men who remain calm and composed even in the most challenging situations. A man who is easily rattled, moody, or emotionally dependent on her quickly loses his appeal. Why? Because that signals weakness. And the moment a woman feels like she has to be the one stabilizing you, like she has to be your emotional rock, the dynamic shifts. She becomes the dominant one, and attraction starts to die. A truly attractive man is one who provides emotional certainty. He is the eye of the storm, the steady, unshakable presence that a woman can rely on when things get tough. He doesn't react impulsively, doesn't break down at the first sign of hardship, and doesn't let his emotions control him. Instead, he remains grounded, handling challenges with quiet confidence. So the next time you face a situation where emotions are running high, whether she's upset, something doesn't go your way, or life throws an unexpected curveball, pause, breathe, stay composed. Because the man who can regulate his own emotions is the man who becomes a source of strength for the woman in his life. And that is something she will always be drawn to, often without even realizing why. Number 2. Scarcity creates desire. Human nature is simple. We want what we can't have. The rarer something is, the more valuable it becomes. This is why luxury brands limit their products, why people chase after exclusive experiences, and why the things just out of reach seem the most desirable. Women operate on this exact principle when it comes to attraction. One of their deepest psychological weaknesses. They are drawn to men they feel they haven't fully won yet. Most men make the mistake of being too available, too eager, too obvious. They think that showering a woman with attention, constantly texting, or always being ready at her convenience will make her appreciate them. But in reality, it does the opposite. It makes them predictable, ordinary, and easy to take for granted. Women don't chase what's handed to them effortlessly. They chase what feels just out of reach. This is why the men who create a sense of mystery, who keep a little distance, who don't always reveal everything at once, become infinitely more attractive. It's not about playing games or pretending not to care. It's about maintaining your independence, about having a life that doesn't revolve around her, about making her wonder just a little. So how do you use this to your advantage? Stop being instantly available. Don't always reply the second she texts. Let her wonder when she'll see you next. Reveal yourself gradually. Let her discover new layers of you over time. Because the moment a woman feels like she has completely figured you out, the chase is over. But if there's always a little bit more to learn, a little bit of uncertainty left, she will never stop thinking about you. Number 3. Presence speaks louder than words. Before you even say a word, a woman has already formed an opinion about you. The way you carry yourself, the energy you project, and the confidence you radiate all speak louder than anything you could ever say. A man with strong presence doesn't have to try to get attention. He naturally commands it. And one of the biggest hidden weaknesses women have. They are subconsciously drawn to men who exude dominance through their presence alone. A deep, controlled voice, a steady gaze, a posture that signals confidence. These are not just random traits, they are deeply rooted in evolutionary psychology. Studies have shown that men with deeper voices are perceived as more dominant, more capable, and more attractive. It's not just about sounding good, it's about what it represents. A deep voice signals high testosterone, leadership, and a sense of control over oneself. And women are wired to pick up on these cues. But presence goes beyond just your voice. It's how you move, how you take up space, how you respond to the world around you. A man with true presence moves with purpose, never fidgeting, never appearing restless. He doesn't slouch or shrink himself. He owns the space he stands in. His eye contact is steady, never darting away nervously. He speaks slowly and deliberately, as if every word carries weight. On the other hand, weak presence is easy to spot. Nervous gestures, rushed speech, avoiding eye contact, fidgeting, it all signals insecurity, even if you don't realize it. And insecurity is the fastest way to kill attraction. So before you even think about what to say, master how you show up. Walk into every room with confidence. Slow down your movements. Control your voice. Because when you carry yourself like a man who belongs, women will notice, without you having to say a single word. Number 4. Walking away triggers chase mode. If you want to trigger a woman's deepest fear, show her that you're willing to walk away. Nothing shifts the balance of attraction more than a man who refuses to beg, chase, or cling to a woman's attention. And yet, most men do the exact opposite. When they feel a woman pulling away, they panic. They overtext, over-explain, and desperately try to fix things. But all this does is prove one thing, that they need her more than she needs them. And the moment a woman senses that, her attraction fades. A man who can walk away without hesitation communicates something powerful, ultimate confidence. He is saying, without words, I am not desperate for you. I have options. My self-worth does not depend on your validation. And that mindset drives women crazy. Why? Because people naturally value what they're afraid of losing. It's human psychology. When a woman knows that if she disrespects you, plays games, or starts pulling away, you will simply move on. She suddenly sees your value in a new light. You're no longer just another man seeking her approval. You're a man who respects himself enough to leave if he isn't valued. This isn't about manipulation. It's about self-respect. A man who knows his worth never has to chase. He knows that if a woman is truly interested, she will make an effort, and if she doesn't, he lets her go. Because a man who is willing to walk away is a man who is always in control, not just of the situation, but of himself. Number 5. A man on a mission is unstoppable. A woman's biggest weakness isn't a man's looks, his money, or even his charm. It's his purpose. A man who is driven by something greater than himself instantly becomes more attractive. Why? Because purpose creates focus. It creates discipline. It creates independence. And these are the traits women can't resist. Most men make the fatal mistake of making a woman their mission. They prioritize her above all else, treating her like she's the center of their universe. They wait for her texts, cancel plans just to be available, and make their happiness completely dependent on her presence. At first, a woman may appreciate the attention, but over time she starts to lose respect. Why? Because deep down, she doesn't want to be a man's sole purpose. She wants to be part of a bigger journey. A man with a mission doesn't wait around for anyone. He is busy building, creating, chasing something meaningful. His energy is directed towards something that excites him, whether it's a business, a craft, or a personal goal. And because he's so focused on his path, women naturally gravitate toward him. They sense that he's different, that he's not seeking approval or validation, that his life has meaning with or without them. So ask yourself, what are you building? What are you chasing? If you don't have a mission, women will sense it, and no amount of attraction tricks or confidence hacks will make up for that. The most magnetic men are the ones who don't need a woman to feel complete. They are already whole, already on their journey, and that is what makes them truly irresistible. Number 6. Controlled vulnerability is key. There's a delicate balance when it comes to vulnerability. Too much, and a woman sees you as weak. Too little, and she sees you as emotionally unavailable. The men who truly captivate women are the ones who understand this paradox. Men who can open up, but only in a way that maintains their strength. A common mistake men make is thinking that women want them to be completely emotionally expressive all the time. They believe that sharing every fear, every doubt, and every insecurity will make them more relatable or lovable. But the reality is different. While women do appreciate emotional depth, they are repelled by men who constantly seek reassurance, complain, or unload their emotional burdens onto them. The secret? Controlled vulnerability. This means acknowledging your emotions but never letting them control you. It means sharing your struggles but only after you've conquered them. It means opening up gradually, on your own terms, instead of emotionally dumping everything at once. A man who understands this creates a powerful dynamic. When he chooses to share something personal, it feels special, like a rare glimpse into his world. But because he never does it from a place of neediness, he remains in control. In contrast, a man who overshares too soon constantly looks for emotional validation or appears too dependent on her support, will come across as unstable and weak. Think of your emotions like a deep ocean, visible but never overwhelming. A woman should sense that you feel deeply, but also that you are strong enough to handle those feelings on your own. When you master this balance, you create a level of attraction that goes beyond the surface, because women are weak for men who can be vulnerable, but never at the cost of their own strength. Women test men, pass or fail. Most men don't realize it, but women test them all the time. These tests aren't random, and they're not meant to be frustrating, though they often are. They are subconscious ways for a woman to determine if a man is truly strong. She doesn't do this because she wants to play games, but because deep down, she needs to know if you are the kind of man she can respect and rely on. A woman might challenge your opinions just to see if you stand firm. She might create small conflicts to see how you handle pressure. She might act distant to see if you start chasing her. These little moments are not accidents. They are instinctive ways to filter out weak men from strong ones. If you react emotionally, get defensive, or start seeking validation, you fail the test. And once you fail enough times, her attraction starts to fade. The secret is simple. Never react emotionally to a woman's test. If she questions your decisions, don't second-guess yourself. Respond with calm certainty. If she pulls away, don't chase. Let her come back on her own. If she creates drama, don't engage. Stay grounded and unshaken. A man who can hold his ground and remain unaffected by a woman's emotional tests earns her deepest respect. Here's the key. Women only test men they are attracted to. If she's testing you, it means she sees potential. But if you fail, that potential disappears. A man who passes her tests becomes someone she can't replace, because true strength is rare. So the next time she challenges you, don't see it as an attack. See it as an opportunity to prove that you're the kind of man she's been searching for. Number 8. Confidence in rejection is unshakable. Most men fear rejection. They let it shake their confidence, damage their self-esteem, and make them doubt their worth. But the men who truly stand out, the ones women can't ignore, are the ones who embrace rejection with absolute confidence. They don't flinch, they don't beg, and they don't let it affect their energy. And that alone makes them irresistible. Women are weak for men who handle rejection like it doesn't matter. Because the truth is, it doesn't. A high-value man knows that one woman's opinion does not define him. If she rejects him, it's not a loss. It's just a redirection towards someone better. He doesn't dwell on it, he doesn't seek closure, and he doesn't question his worth. Instead, he shrugs, smiles, and moves forward without a second thought. Think about it. Desperate men fear rejection because they believe they have no other options. They take it personally, as if it's a reflection of their value. But a confident man knows better. He sees rejection as a natural part of life, not something to be feared. And because of that, women start to see him differently. If a woman turns you down, your reaction is everything. Instead of getting upset, just say, "No worries, your loss. Have a great day," laugh, nod, and walk away. That kind of unshakable energy makes an impression. Because when a man isn't afraid of rejection, he signals to the world and to women that he is already enough. And that confidence is what makes them want him even more. Number 9. Women obsess over men who are hard to read. One of the most powerful ways to capture a woman's attention is by keeping her guessing. When she knows exactly how you feel, when she always knows what to expect, the thrill fades. The chase ends. Women are weak for men who keep them intrigued, who make them work just a little to understand them. The key to this isn't playing games, it's maintaining an element of mystery. The man who is always available, always quick to respond, always wearing his heart on his sleeve, he loses his appeal over time. Why? Because he's predictable. There's nothing left to chase, nothing left to discover. Women are naturally drawn to men who don't immediately reveal all of themselves. The man who is emotionally too open too soon, or who constantly seeks validation, kills the attraction. On the other hand, the man who keeps some things to himself, who doesn't always answer texts right away, who doesn't wear his emotions on his sleeve, becomes infinitely more attractive. When she can't read you completely, when she doesn't know exactly where she stands, it sparks curiosity. And curiosity fuels desire. The man who can keep a little distance, who doesn't reveal everything at once, becomes a puzzle she's eager to solve. But remember, this isn't about being emotionally unavailable or playing games for the sake of it. It's about maintaining your own independence and showing that you have a life beyond her. Keep a part of yourself just a little out of reach, and she'll never stop wondering about you. Because when a woman is constantly intrigued by you, When she can't predict exactly how you'll respond or how you feel, you become the one she can't stop thinking about. And that's when the chase begins. Number 10. Self-control is the ultimate power. The greatest weakness women have. They can't resist a man who is in control of himself. Most men are ruled by their desires. They chase women, seek validation, and let their emotions dictate their actions. But the men who truly hold power, the ones women are drawn to on a deeper level, are the ones who control their desires instead of being controlled by them. A high-value man does not chase mindlessly. He chooses wisely. He isn't desperate for attention or intimacy because he understands that scarcity creates value. He sets standards, maintains discipline, and never lets short-term pleasure distract him from his long-term purpose. This level of self-mastery is rare, and that's exactly why it's so attractive. Think about it. Most men will do anything for a woman's attention. They will bend their boundaries, compromise their values, and put a woman on a pedestal just to gain approval. But the man who can say no, who can walk away, who places his mission above his urges, that man is unforgettable. When you stop chasing, women start chasing you. Not because you're playing a game, but because you've positioned yourself as someone they can't easily have. You've shown that you are different from the rest, that your value isn't up for negotiation. Attraction isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about understanding psychology and, more importantly, mastering yourself. Women are drawn to men who embody strength, purpose, and self-respect. When you cultivate these qualities, women won't just want you, they will need you. Attraction isn't about looks, money, or clever pickup lines. It's about understanding psychology and, more importantly, mastering yourself. Most men spend their lives chasing women, believing that if they just say the right things or act a certain way, they'll win her over. But the truth is, the most desirable men don't chase, they attract. And they do it by embodying strength, purpose, and self-respect. When you become emotionally unshakable, women will gravitate toward you. When you create mystery, they'll crave to understand you. When you walk away without hesitation, they'll feel the urge to chase. And when you control your desires, instead of being controlled by them, you'll command a level of respect that few men ever experience. Women are drawn to men who know their worth, men who have a mission, men who are confident even in the face of rejection. If you cultivate these qualities, you'll never have to seek validation from anyone, because you'll know that you are already enough. So, the choice is yours. You can continue doing what most men do, trying too hard, over-explaining, and chasing what keeps running away. Or you can step into your power, become the kind of man who naturally commands respect and admiration, and watch as the dynamic shifts in your favor. If you found value in this, subscribe for more deep insights on mastering life, attraction, and personal growth. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and never chase.